they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk, say, make we no talk. But thank God, say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And people make you shout, oh, yo, yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Máyégún máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary political.
Read the caption of the broadcast. You know, add your own contribution as well, and possibly you might be able to call in to add your voice, not just what you type. So first thing first, share the broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. APC don't burn Nigeria, but some people don't even have a clue yet. I'll do my best tonight. Tell them.
Lórí Facebook.
Thank you.
Lórí YouTube. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Thank you, by the way. Now, just to give you an idea of what this whole broadcast is going to be about tonight. So much, all right? Like I said, if you have read the caption of the broadcast or even the description of the broadcast, you're probably going to begin to figure out where and, where's your own interest. But to start with, Nigeria is planning to redesign the Naira. It is not because doing so is going to make Naira stronger or what, yeah? But it is political. However, the moment they make that announcement, let me start with this. One of the reasons given by the Central Bank of Nigeria for redesigning the Naira is because it is long overdue. In fact, it should have been done 12 years ago, according to this CBN governor, Emefiole. Also, in their own, in their own vault, in their computation and their every other thing they have as record of the money they print, or the money they have printed, that should be in circulation, the ones that are in the bank vaults, when they tally all the whole thing together, they didn't match. What does that mean? That simply means that Central Bank of Nigeria said in the last 10 years, they have printed over, they have printed over 6 trillion, so to say. From this 6 trillion naira that they expected to be in circulation, they can only account for roughly 3.6, 3.8 trillion of that cash. Your 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira notes, 100 naira notes, 500 naira notes, 200 naira notes, and then 1,000 naira notes. If you put everything together on this, with Central Bank of Nigeria, who printed the money, they said the total should be about 6 to 7 trillion naira. They are not even sure. However, the only amount they can account for, every penny in your pocket, the one in your bank account, everything you have as, naira. They said they can only account for 3.8 trillion of that money. Therefore, some people must have stockpiled money in their houses, which they wanted them, right, to bring out. Now, if they bring the money out, they will they will be able to exchange them for those who are bold enough to exchange them for the new notes. So by so doing, in a Mayfield's intelligence, where the people who are going to bring out that money, when they get new notes, at least the Central Bank of Nigeria will know who has that money and where. A lie. That's the reason. However, it don't happen. Last time I spoke on this, I remember telling you that indeed in Nigeria, the sadistic, selfish, greedy criminals that live among you, who represent or who you can say your leaders, and those who are their proxies, the people that empty your treasury on bogus contracts, on bogus budgets. The money don't always end up abroad, not always. Many of them are indeed bagged, piled, and stored somewhere. So the effect of that is, I said, since they said they are changing money, some of them will begin to use that money to buy your properties, to buy your things that you have been unable to sell for months, even years. The money will jump, will be into the circulation, more money, which will further increase the inflation. Remember, this Emefiole has printed 21 trillion naira for Bokwari alone in 7 years. This money is what they have, in their own wretched criminal mind. This is the money that they printed, shared to the same politicians who probably kept most of them. Anyway, this money, they are not just going to buy your properties now. What we have now been told is that the people who are bringing out their money, they are actually changing them to dollars or any currency they can come across. So what does that mean? It has now made Naira more vulnerable. I'll tell you. You know what they have done? Since they made the announcement from 730 Naira to $1, it has now jumped to over 930 Naira to $1. It continued to, you know why it's so fluctuating right now? And it's going to be like that. And you can possibly get to 1,500 Naira to $1 before December. But my own mark, my mark is, or what I'm going to put my money on is going to be, Naira is going to reach 1,000 Naira to $1. Sorry, $1 is going to become 1,000 Naira by December. This is how. There's so much money. We are talking about 2.2 or 2.6 or something trillion Naira, liquid cash, printed money that are going to find their way out now. So you know what they have been doing? They don't care. If you say you have dollars now, for example, if I say I have $100,000, Shebi, your dollar right now, the dollar to a Naira in Nigeria right now is over 900, Abi. Now, if I say I have, I have dollars and I'm going to sell my dollar for 1,200 Naira to $1. Before I sleep tonight, there will be different kind of people that will actually contact me and say, are you serious? How much do you have? If you say I have 1 million, in fact, I want to sell it for 1,500, it's a stolen cash. All these are stolen cash. Money printed for one project or another from 2003. Can you believe that? As far back as 2003, money printed 20 years ago. So they are not bringing them out to flaunt them and throw them away or put them in the bank. Some people are already putting them in the bank. Oh, I'm coming to that part. But the Naira that is already struggling is about to face the worst of the worst challenge, which they call market volatility. Don't worry, it's just a big word. What that simply means is that anybody can do anyhow now. Because with that cash, we are talking about 45% of Nigeria's printed cash in the hands of few people. That's a lot of money. Why the rest of you, 200 million of you, are managing, including businessmen, billionaires, all of them in Nigeria, they are managing so they are managing how much? 3 to 4 trillion naira cash, liquid cash. So now, the people who stole the money, those who stockpiled them, those who couldn't put all of them in the bank right now, they are ready to buy $1 for 2,000 naira to $1. They are ready to buy that one plot of land, that your family land you have been looking for somebody to buy. Abi, you will see somebody who is going to say, oh, how much do you want to sell a plot of land? I'm going to take 1.5 million last. I'll give you 10 million. Oh, yeah. And then I'll also give you another 20 million. Help me fence it. Okay? Just put it there. Don't worry. You mean anyway? Because the money, that's the concept. Oh. If we are talking about the money they are trying to get out and the damages there that this can do, usually, politicians always use the money during elections every 4 years. But because for 23 years, they have now legalized corruption in Nigeria. Don't let anybody deceive you that anybody is fighting any corruption. No. Okay? Every single one of them in your public office, including the private sectors that are running businesses with them, they are running a corrupt system. A dirty, stinkingly corrupt system. Sure you get. So, but just think about that. 45% of your printed money in the hands of few. So for 23 years, thieves have been celebrated, promoted, upgraded, and they have so much to steal. Now, Accountant General of Nigeria, somebody that shouldn't even be seeing money, just numbers, he managed to steal over 182 billion naira. Accountant General of Nigeria. Former NNPC chairman of Nigeria was able to steal something Mahmoud, what's that guy's name again? He is able to steal over 400 billion naira, including dollars. Oh. Because it is like a den of corruption. And unfortunately, right, the leaders are not different from the followers. Okay? The followers are just like the waiting thieves too, waiting for their turn. And therefore, crime, thieving, stealing, corruption are mostly legalized in Nigeria. It just depends on where do you belong to. Do you belong to the right caucus or you belong to the wrong one so that they can use you as a scapegoat to make it look like they're actually doing something? Right? So, that money, which has been wreaking havoc in Nigeria for years, they have so much of it right now. I'm talking about so much. Do you know what 3 trillion naira is? That's a lot of money that nobody knows where they are. Maybe they do know where they are because they do know where they are. So what now happens is that in the next few days and weeks until December, Nigeria Naira is going to be taking a serious nose dive free fall. If you have any way, you have something that they will do. Nigeria have different bonds out there. All of you who are stockbrokers, I was reading online, right, that you can bet against the Naira that by December, Nigeria Naira is going to cross 1,000 Naira to $1 and put like $1 million as a bet on it. It is not like a bet, it's like a stock stuff. There's something they call it. You bet against that Naira. So if by December, Nigeria Naira does not cross 1,000 Naira to $1, then you lose your money. I don't know, they have a name for it, but you know what I'm saying. If I know anyone who can advise me on how to go about that, I'll tell you, because you see the ingredients. There will be so much money flooded into the system. And like Nigeria that is struggling with inflation already, you can just, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, maybe it's somebody just gave me a name. Sure, you get. You bet or you put, I don't know. Is that called put? I don't know. No, not pundit. No, me, I am a pundit now, telling you what will likely happen in the financial sector, even though I be amateur and you shouldn't take my advice. You should never take my financial advice, okay? But I'm just saying, for those who can feel like, because in Nigeria, things have gotten so bad that people, they collect lotto number from mad people on the streets. They say there's a spirit in mad people. Well, if you feel like there's a spirit speaking through the Baba Gio of the Temple of Truth, and you know I'm speaking in along the line of something you do, if my punditry, or let me say if my prediction or what have you work for you and you become a millionaire or a multimillionaire in dollars, please don't forget the temple. You have to come back here and tell us, say, Mayegun, I try. So my people didn't understand what you were saying, but I did it. Yes, you do it against the Naira. It's not because you are wishing the Naira bad, but you see what they have unleashed on the Naira that they are not actually really prepared for. Emefiole, who has been printing and printing money, finally lost control of the money. He couldn't trace them. And now the volatile, or let me say the vulnerable Naira, is taking a free fall. So yeah, everybody they are bringing out the money. A woman went to the bank. In fact, there is a woman who went to the bank. Her husband went to the bank. So to make a withdrawal, she made a withdrawal, and she had this video to share, just talking about what is about to hit the Naira. And when I say wallahi, tobani 10,000. If you get $10,000, and you know what they tell you about this way to go up to Naira, you better go stay camp. It will be part of the testimony. And okay, let's put that aside. No, they say in Nigeria, no be all of us get money for bank. Me, I don't even get bank accounts. Are you with me? But you see people who have real money. What they are doing right now is they are opening domiciliary accounts in Nigeria, and they are converting their Naira balance to dollars, whatever it is now. Some have done it long time ago. Do you get that now? Those who have seen this way back, talking about the people who actually understand money. Me, I know to understand money. Sure you get. I'm talking about people who understand money very well. Years back, when you had 1 million naira in your bank, okay, and a dollar was 200 naira to a dollar, okay, your 1 million naira was probably about $5,000. That was 7 years ago, okay. Your 1 million naira was $5,000. So today, your 1 million naira is just 1,100, or let me say $1,200. Now, it is still that your 1 million naira, okay? So if you are earning 1 million naira in 2015, right? The value of that currency was $5,000. So think of what you could get with $5,000 and all that, okay? Now, in 2022, that 1 million naira is worth $1,200. Now, $1,200, what you could get with $5,000 7 years ago, if there has been, because of inflation and this whole thing happening all over the world, that thing, if it has changed value or increased in value, or let me say in cost, you probably will get it for maybe $6,500. That's the worst inflation that you can possibly calculate in 7 years that has hit the dollars, right? But how can you then calculate the depreciation that hits the Naira because of the criminals running your economy, the Buhari-nomic? So those who actually smart then, I don't know, maybe they were smart, maybe they were just, I don't know, okay? Today, their $5,000, which was 1 million naira in 7 years ago, that $5,000 today is going to be somewhere around 4.5 million naira to get $5,000. So do you see that? So many people who have real money, they are converting their little money into a better currency that and wait for this storm to pass, if it ever passes at all. If it ever passes at all. We are talking about economic devastation, economic doom. Something that will make you look at Naira and be like, God, how did this happen? And that's the journey they are taking you to. And that is the next devil that you signed up for. NNPC is in red. There is no money from crude oil sale. People have lost their jobs. People have no real job anymore, so they don't pay tax anymore. Because people have no job, they don't have real money anymore. Their purchasing power have been totally or drastically, reduced. I'm talking about depreciated. And because of this, the government themselves, right? They have no revenue to even run the country anymore. So they have to run the country on loans. I mean, you are borrowing against your naira that you've already put on the slaughter table, and you are slaughtering the naira already. So how long do you think it's going to bleed out? Until you see the real free fall, where every week you'll be seeing 100 naira, 200 naira, 300 naira increase on what? On your dollar, on your naira, yeah. And you know the effect of that? More people, more businesses are going to have to fold up. You won't survive it. I mean, it's going to be the hardest many of you businesses in Nigeria have ever witnessed. I'm not an economist, though. Then she pastor, but I have given you the pointers. Okay, they will tell you to pray. God will save us. Listen to me. In 2015, before they brought in this their Buharinomics, right? They said about 30 million people were jobless. Today, you now have over 86 million people who have no job. No job. I'm talking about 42 to 43% of the population jobless. That's disaster. It should be a national, international emergency. The Buharinomics did that. And everything that happened to everything you have to pay for and buy, that have now skyrocketed by, God knows, hundreds of percent increase. They call it inflation. But what they are saying is that it will get to a stage you will have the money, and it will be so worthless to what that money can buy. Gone are the days when you can use 5 naira to get a sachet of water. Can you do that now? Gone are the days where you can use a 10 naira to actually buy something to share among kids. Can you do that anymore? That's the value we are talking about. Today, the big size noodles, what do you call it? You have a name for a super pack noodles. In Nigeria, there used to be 25 naira, 30 naira, 50 naira. Today, you know how much? Even egg. Now, that is what they are calling inflation to you. You will have money in your pocket, and you will look at that money, and you will look at the value of that money. What can that money buy you? That is what they are doing to you. And all that leads to is just to more poverty, more crime, and more japa. So no matter how much they try to break it or explain it to you, you see, I'm not saying they are rebranding money. I'm not saying it's bad, though. I'm just telling you that they told you the good side of what they wanted to do. You are happy. Because some of you, with the only thing, as much as you have been, this is actually sad, okay? Nigerians have been so brutalized, abused, repeatedly from generation to generation, to the point that the people themselves have accepted, how do I put it? Like the people themselves have accepted that if they ever feel any sort of goodness from their politician, God must have touched their hearts, and they have to be so grateful. Say, for the past 30 years, we have been suffering in this place. God just touched the heart of this person. So their only consolation is that when they hear that the people who made their lives miserable, the people who have stolen from them, the people they curse all the time, oh, God will punish all these our leaders. Now God will kill all these our leaders. I just wish God. They just want to wake up one day and realize, I just hear the news that they have either lost some money, or their properties got burnt, or their children died, or they themselves have suffered a great health problem. So the poor, impoverished, battered, brutalized, abused Nigerians is a consolation for some of them. And then you see others, don't let us mock them. Is a lie. Because mocking what happened to their rogue leaders is a kind of a consolation to so many of them. And say, hey, no, God punish. I said that former governor, he died in plane crash. See, then others will come. Now God go kill all of them one by one. Now God go kill all of our leaders. I don't have any pity for them. I don't, you know what I mean? Because these are people who have suffered from one generation to another. They have suffered brutality from the people who are supposed to be our leaders. So you see this changing money, and the rest. Person we get money, go they worry. That's what an average Nigerian will tell you. Oh, Baba, na person we get money, they worry. I no get money. Now, these people, they steal our money, make the money expire. So make them lose all the money, make everybody, because that's a consolation. But they are not just going to lose the money. You are going to lose too. The economy is going to hit you. Oh, man. You are not prepared and you are not ready for it. But maybe I am wrong. Maybe you are actually ready for anything. Most of the time, they say when you push Nigerians to the wall, rush him, slap him, kick him. He can't enter wall. There's nowhere to go anymore. Somehow, even you where they kick and go, they feel like, say, what if this guy turn around? At least maybe this guy go push me to run away. They say Nigerians will make hole into that wall. First, they will endure. As you are beating them, brutalizing them, and even as they are dying there, that spot, their sense will be telling them it is actually sensible if they use their nail to drill the wall and enter the wall. It will be safer in the wall. Rather than, why don't we just turn around and face these people who have been battering us? So they say there is no limit to where the Nigerian criminals can push Nigerians. And I said, well, they are taking you where you've never been before. They are taking you to where, at some point, you yourself will confess and say, help me. They are carrying me go. They carry me, they go where I don't know. I said a woman made a video of one of these old, new mint notes, newly minted note. Well, not newly minted. I'm talking about, fresh notes, bank notes that were printed like as far back as 20 years ago. So many of you will go to the bank now. When you make your withdrawal, you are likely going to be receiving new notes. Check the date. You will realize that more. Now those ones we made it to those who make it to the bank. Bureau de change in Nigeria right now. Now cutlass then carry. They are making a queue. Somebody said they have arrested about 9 bureau de change practitioners in Nigeria already on this. As the money don't they come out, they bring them out. And at the bureau de change, they launder the money. Now them go, they sell the dollar. At this rate, even you, all of you running businesses, may God be with you. If you ever see any dollar right now, even central bank no get. As it be, they are selling it at whatever rate they want. Some of them will make their way to the bank. They are already making their ways to the bank. Watch this.
Hello, see, my husband went to the bank this morning to get this money. This money was printed in 2003. You see, 2003. That is almost 20 years ago. You can see it serially. This is 501, this is 601, this is 701, and this is 801. Now see, you can see 501 to 600, and this is 601 to 700, 701 to 800. This is 801 to 900. So 900. This money has never been spent since 2003. 2003. Wow. Nigeria, my country.
To be faithful, loyal, and honest. You know, there is already election. Their campaigns, they are already sharing the money. They are already bagging the money, giving everywhere. But in a more serious country, somebody asked me, Mayegun, in a situation like this, that you disagree and you criticize what they have done, what do you think they should have done? I said, well, if you want to rebrand Naira, that means you have a target. You have a target. There's a reason, right? And if your reason, like you said, is because some people stockpile the money at home, that means if you stockpile money at home, you must be able to explain the source of that money, wherever you take it to. Whether you want to go and use the money to buy property, or you want to use the money to open business, or you want to use the money to exchange the money for dollars. You know why I said that? You see, every banknote that is printed by the Central Bank of Nigeria, every data on it, the serial number on it, is on a system at the Central Bank of Nigeria. Every banknote, even if the money don't tear, and the number you see, that money we don't tear, that serial number on it is on a system in CBN. Okay? So which means until the day that money return back to Central Bank for destruction, like when they say, oh, well, Wike destroyed Naira, to destroy them finally, yeah? They will never cancel that number from their system. Now, so you put it do in order to make sure that the money is not being used for money laundering somewhere. How do you track your money? The serial number. Abi? Now, when somebody said, Mayegun, what do you think should have been done? I said, okay, I'll tell you. And I'm going to tell you now. That's what I told the person. I said, if a bureau de change that is given dollars, and that dollar, every dollar notes that is given to the bank or bureau de change, just like the Naira, has a serial number. The same way they gave them to Nigeria, Central Bank of Nigeria from America, that is printing their money, right? That serial number, they know how much of that dollar should be in Nigeria, okay? So which means when Central Bank give their dollars to bureau de change as allocation, I'm not talking about I'm trying to ignore the corruption of the middlemen now. I'm just saying that means when the bureau de change makes his own business and his deal, you go there, I want to change it 2 million naira. You give them the 2 million naira, they give you the dollars. I want to change it 10 million naira. And like that, and somebody comes and say, I want to change 100 million naira. Now you that is planning to force those who have hidden nearly 3 trillion naira that could crash your economy, that could ruin jobs, businesses, and I don't know what will happen. And you want them, at least, even if you can't lay your hands on the entire 3 trillion, you want the chunk of that money destroyed, not to be used for any value, not to be used to buy any property, not even to buy any gari. If you can track it anywhere you can, every purchase, whoever, you see, what do you call it? Where they make bulk purchases, where people have to make bulk deposit, even as businesses, that currency that you are looking for, you know that currency, you know the numbers missing on your system that has not been in circulation for years, and you want them back. I'm not saying you get 100% of them, But imagine that those who will take the money to the bureau de change, when they get there, the bureau de change is like, I don't think I can defend this. Can you defend this money, like the source of it, before I change this money for you? You know, and they can't defend it, which means they have to bribe the bureau de change to change the money for them, Abi. So now the bureau de change has, roped themselves into a crime of money laundering, and within a month or two, some of them will be burning the money rather than use the money to buy any property. They will be burning the money, or you'll be seeing the money flying about on the street or everywhere because they can't use them, all right? And they can't save them anymore. So with that, the Central Bank of Nigeria could possibly have managed to destroy at least, even if not just 50% of the money, 1.5 trillion liquid cash are destroyed that are not attached to anything valuable, because they are not losing. Somebody will keep your, let's say somebody that in their own time, they stole 100 billion. And from that money, they've been spending and spending and spending. Now they have about 40 billion left. They didn't work for it. They stole it. So if they say 40 billion, oh, how much do you want to change this 40 billion to $1 for me? If somebody says, oh, I'm going to change it for you for 5,000 naira to $1, he's not losing. It's not his money. It's stolen. So whatever you give back to him, you are still giving him value for something. So any avenue for them to turn those cash into any valuable anything, the government that announced that they want to change money and they know why, could have set all those traps. Now those money are already in the bank. This woman went to the bank. This woman's husband went to the bank to make a withdrawal from his own bank account. When he got paid, they paid him with the newly returned notes from God knows where. And all this money are finding their way back into the bank. Now, as they are finding their way back into the bank, they are not saving them. Some of the people who are saving the money, there are people who have sold this, sold that, or got paid for this service or that service. They are the people that are working like legit people. Me, where they work, where they do construction for estates. And the construction, the company paid me in cash. So what do you mean? They pay for my work, then I'll take my cash and walk into the bank. So that is what you call money laundering, cleaning money. So whatever service you now give to them, or whatever you are building for them, you have built value. So in replacement for that stolen cash, which you have now cleaned for them by putting it in a bank. So what we are now saying is that liquid cash, if everything is allowed to go into your system, right? Before December, you will change $1 for 1,000 naira. Okay? You will buy a bag of rice for 100,000 naira per bag. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to make you understand what this actually means economically, even though I don't be economist. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but sometimes, you probably will know that I am not wrong, but you wish and you hope that I am wrong. You know what I mean? Like, there are two different things, okay? That you are wrong, or I just hope you are wrong. That is why I believe that you are wrong. Do you know one thing? I also hope that I am wrong too. Because there's nothing like, yes, I told you. Because you see, the consequences of what I've just told you now, is so huge, right? That it will take lives. People will lose their lives. People will lose their marriages. You will lose your businesses. A lot of things will happen. Some of you are already struggling. It's going to get harder. I'm talking about businesses who are really doing things legitimately, but struggling. Your government will find it difficult to pay the workers. When you are finally paid, when you hold the money and you check the value of what that money will buy, you will understand what I'm trying to say here. So there's no joy in saying, I want to see it happen so that I can be proven right and say, yeah, I said it. No. Even me, I hope I am wrong. Because if all of this will happen, I don't think you are prepared for it. So today, we have been told that the thing don't cross 900. Some said it is still 870 something. Others are saying you decrease something that is already 990 something. That is what will happen. The reason is because those who are going to determine how much dollar is going to be sold are those with that trillions of printed money that the Central Bank of Nigeria under the APC Egbekegbe have lost control and the track off. The consequences is that they will pump them back into your economy. And those who really need the legit forex to trade, in other words, to actually run your economy, they would have to go through, should I say hell? Well, they are already going through hell. What I'm going to say is that you should just continue going. I can't tell you to go back. Continue going because it's going to get hotter and hotter because of Buharinomics. That is that. Last time that Wike was warning, and he said he was going to inaugurate 100,000 people because of Atifku in Rivers State. They are already fighting back, but I think I will use this moment as the transition to the next phase of this conversation tonight, where Wike inaugurated 100,000 personal assistants. Personal assistants on election matter for 2023. All he said there, listen.
The chairman of our great party, the senator of the Rivers Southeast, Senator Badenada Mpigi, members of the National Assembly that are here, the Speaker and Deputy Speaker and other members of the State Assembly that are here, our council chairmen that are here, the gubernatorial candidate of our party and his deputy that are here, leaders of our party and leaders of our state that are here, the former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the former Chief Whip of the Senate, special assistants to be inaugurated today for the Rivers West and Rivers Southeast. My dear brothers and sisters, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, today is the 3rd of November 2022. We are here at the Adekia Mesimeka Stadium to inaugurate the Special Assistant to the Governor on Political Unit Affairs. Because we know there's nowhere that can carry the capacity of these special assistants for the Rivers West and the Rivers Southeast. Tomorrow we'll inaugurate the special assistants to the governor for the Rivers East Senatorial District. Let me congratulate all of you who have been appointed as special assistants to the governor. What this means, therefore, whether anybody likes it or not, it will enrich your CV. Now, once a time, you were a special assistant to the governor of Rivers State. Not that you are just a special assistant to a governor, you are a special assistant to a governor of a state that is very important in this country. And therefore, after inauguration, the office of the Secretary to the Government of the state, you know it is not very easy. He will try to start giving out the letters of appointment. You know the number you have. And so, he will do it from one senatorial district to the other. So be patient. Not when you hear your friend from Rivers West has got it, you begin to think, no. It takes time for him to sign, and so that you will earn your salary as you're entitled for this month, November.
If we can touch you, if we can touch you, yes, so we can touch you. Onga Bogo.
Now, what is your duty? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Okay, what is your duty? Your duty as a special assistant to the governor from the political unit you come from. We have inaugurated liaison officers to the governor from the various constituencies. We have inaugurated liaison officers from the 319 wards of the state. Now, your own is the most important because it is you that hear directly from the people. It is you that know the feelings of the people about us. It is you that will come and tell us, look, what my people are saying. Are we doing well or we are not doing well? What do they want? What are they lacking? It is you that we want to hear from. From you, it goes to the ward liaison officers. From the ward liaison officers, it comes to the constituency liaison officers, and then from there, they move it to the office of the governor. So we will know whether actually our people are happy with us. Where do they want us to go? They will hear from you. What are the things we are doing in terms of road and the rest? You will tell us. The ones who have done, are they happy with it? Also, this is a political period. Hear from the people. What are they saying? Be able to advise the governor. So I will know the decision to take. It is you that will determine what decision the people of Rivers State will take at the end of the day. So if you are one of those special assistants, can you now rise so that we can inaugurate you? Can you now rise if you are one of them so we can inaugurate you? Are you all standing? Are you all standing? By the powers conferred on me as the governor of Rivers State, I hereby today, the 3rd of November 2022, inaugurate you as special assistant to the governor of Rivers State. To God be the glory. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Huh?
Yes.
100,000 polling or political units, special assistants to the governor. to advise him whether he's doing well or he's not doing well. What people are saying and how people are. So they are going to be given appointment letters and they are going to be drawing salaries. 100,000 just to prove that nobody can take a River State from him. He is the emperor. And Atifku. May Atifku just forget this side. Now, this is what we have heard and what we know. People destroying people are going to have to forget southern Nigeria. I mean, they can all pretend as much as they want, but the journey to Nigeria's breakup was planned and kick-started by people destroying people who had the 16 years of an opportunity of making Nigeria have a true federalism, something that could somehow, at least belly a bit of what can no longer be buried anymore. Belly them in a way that maybe this division won't be this much, probably so aggressive and violent, so to say. But they didn't. They pushed Nigeria into the hole, right? And they can't give the key to the Megad, who is deaf and dumb. Bukwari. So they orchestrated the whole thing. And you see the people of Eastern Nigeria, people of Southern, Niger Delta of Nigeria, somehow, they seems to just be in this cult relationship with these people destroying people until the issue of who is going to be president, zoning it or not, Southern Nigeria, Northern Nigeria. You know the rest of the story, right? So today, Comrade Wike is now saying Southern Nigeria, that Southern Nigeria is not a slave or second class to Northern Nigeria because Atifku, they don't show am pepper. Shebi Tambuwa that betrayed him. They know they talk again. We heard, Abi. That's not the only thing. Since they have now started walking around him, okay, he's pushing. First thing they said, he's